from the Swisscast Network. Hello, and welcome to the podcast all about becoming a health coach. I'm your host, Megan McCrory.
And I'm Danna Hoffman, Megan's new co-host.
The first 23 episodes of this show were recorded back in 2018 while I was attending the Institute for Integrative Nutrition.
Those early episodes cover what Megan was learning during the first half of the health coach training program. And they're still a great place to start if you're brand new to the world of health coaching.
New episodes are focused on building a business as a health coach and what it really takes to grow something sustainable.
We share practical tools, real talk, and the behind-the-scenes stuff that helps you turn your skills into a business.
You can learn more and check out additional resources at becomingahealthcoach.ch.
That's becomingahealthcoach.ch. Okay, let's get into today's episode.
Hey friend, Megan here. Quick note before we jump in. You are listening to our special coaching series with Joanna, and this episode is one of our coaching debriefs. That means you are going to hear Danna and me reflect on the coaching session, talk through what we noticed, why we asked what we asked, and what we would want an aspiring coach to take away from it. If you want to listen to the coaching session that we're debriefing, head over to So Frickin' Healthy. The link to the playlist is in the show notes so you can follow Joanna's journey from the beginning. Okay, let's get into it. Hey, Danna. We just got off the phone with Joanna with her session number 4 that we're going to review and talk about how that session went from your point of view. And I have to admit that the ADHD part of my brain activates and I am not fully tuned into your conversation. I'm trying to be totally honest because I'm listening, but if I have a computer in front of me, I'm doing other stuff. And so I'm only half listening. But so I just want the listeners to know it's a struggle.
It really is.
It is a struggle. But I did hear, and you guys talked a lot about her food logging. In her session 3, she was also, and even in session 2, when we talked about food logging a lot. So I guess my first question from you from the coaching perspective, how have you seen her shifting? It's only been 4 sessions, but it's been 2 months. And how have you seen her shifting with her attitude or mentality towards food logging? And how has the food logging actually helped her from your perspective?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think that there was a lot of, I'm blanking out on the word, ambivalence. Would that be the correct word to say?
Yeah.
At the beginning when we just discussed it, and, it kind of brought, I would say, almost fear of some sort in her. Like, I don't want to do this. Like, I don't want to I don't want to have the phone on me when I'm eating. I don't want the kids to see me taking pictures of my food. All legitimate, I was going to say excuses. It's not an excuse. It's just a legitimate reasoning not to do that. I think we were just really lucky that she had this extra project at work where they gave them the CGM. So we were lucky enough that that project was going on literally as we were working together. And she almost had to do it. So, it just wanting to be part of that project. So that was really lucky. And I'm just really glad that she found her own groove in doing that.
Right.
Some of her diary or some of her logging was images. Some of it was text. She found her way. And when we started the call and she said, no, sorry, not even when we started the call, she wrote us in our group chat. I haven't kept up with it so well over the weekend and this week, but I'll get back into it. And I thought, okay, she means the food, not the logging. But then when we started the call and she's like, I'm super happy, I have energy and stuff like that. I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then just by asking some questions, I realized, it was just the logging that she didn't keep up with.
Right.
It wasn't the actual eating habits, which made me so, so happy. But let me ask you a question. So it wasn't the actual eating habits. It was just the logging that you kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, then I'm super happy.
Right.
Because, it's very easy to not log and then also not do. But that wasn't the case, which is, kudos to her. That's just really, really great.
Well, and I think we should point out that whenever you're working with someone in a coachee capacity, the whole point is to make small changes over a period of time for long-term and longevity in these better lifestyle that then helps you set up. But
Yes.
some of the things that we ask you to do to establish that are not long-term things. Like,
Yes.
I don't think anybody ever wants to log their food long-term, or
Exactly.
record how many calories they're eating, or even taking pictures of your food, other than for, aesthetic Instagram reasons. So I think it's always good to tell people, like, this is a short-term thing in order to increase your understanding of your habits. Because they're habits, we have a tendency to overlook how much we do something and how much it impacts us, because what you do consistently is what impacts you the most. Doing something habitually and you don't draw attention to it, then you're not going to think that's the thing I need to change, or that's the thing I need to experiment with changing. And so even if there's a little bit of pushback, it's like, okay, you don't have to do it forever. It
Yeah.
is a pain in the ass for 2 weeks, but the information that you get from it is going to revolutionize the way you see how your food and dietary intake and just in general lifestyle is affecting your health.
100%. And even the questions that I asked her, I think before doing that food blog, and maybe also in combination with the CGM, she probably would not have been able to necessarily give me a straight answer about, where when I mentioned her granola breakfast, granola, yogurt, fruit, and again, some people really don't, it doesn't work. If I eat that kind of breakfast, I am starving about an hour, 2 hours in. I'm starving, like actual, like shaking, like what is going on. And for her, she said, it's actually a good breakfast for me. I do see, for example, the breakfast, which is considered a healthier breakfast to have, which is the granola with the fruits and the yogurt. And I see some nuts and seeds in there, which is great. The real question is how your body is reacting to such a breakfast, because it still is high on fructose.
I have that breakfast and I usually won't get hungry until 10:30 or 11, and if I have that around then, I don't want to eat until 3 or 4. Kind of throws off my whole day because then I'm like, I don't want lunch, but then I
Yeah.
want like a small lunch thing kind of right before dinner time. But it does keep me going for a good 4 or 5 hours, and then no, I don't feel like super like hunger pangs. I think for me that's a good breakfast when I have it. Yeah.
Great.
But I mean, yeah, I don't know what it does to my blood sugar.
And I don't know that she would have been able to give me that answer so directly and so confidently before she worked on that. So I think you're totally right. I think there's definitely things that it's so hard to start, but as soon as we start doing it, it's more the starting. It's more the kind of like starting something that we don't know what it's going to look like, and throws us off a little bit and stuff like that. But as soon as we kind of click into it, it just becomes a new habit. I agree. I don't think anyone needs to do food blogging for their, during their life. I mean, really not. Maybe here and there, like once a year for a couple of weeks.
If you're an
to see your
elite
rhythm.
athlete, maybe you need to food log in order to,
If
like,
you're an elite
get
athlete,
this.
someone else needs to do that for you.
Exactly.
Even then, you don't have to do it yourself. That's why I tried to also get her to evolve into, okay, we know what your meals look like roughly, right? We know that you're really kind of, striving, doing your best. I didn't even go into the rest of her food blog because, yeah, there were other things there that I was like, not great, but I didn't want to get stuck on that because she's feeling better. She's doing great. She's very motivated. I'm not going to be like, yeah, but you're eating too much bread. That's not helpful. So for me, it was like, okay, great. So how about we'll evolve into just the marking system, which she seemed to resonate with, because when I said, continue the food blog, she's like, yeah, or the color code thing. And I was like, yes. So the goals that we discussed, we were talking about putting sticky notes to kind of continue with the food logging because you do feel that it's helpful to you.
Or the stoplight system. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Or do that, whatever feels right to you. that would be great.
Yeah.
That would be so much easier for you to keep up with.
Right.
I'm super psyched for her. I think it was a great call. I think she's remember on our first call with her, she was like, what is it that I'm looking for? What will I feel? What will I see? And I
Like,
was
how am I going to know
you
this
know,
is
like,
working?
exactly. Give me black on white information. And I was like, look, I sorry, but I can't necessarily do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe here and there, and now she saw it and she feels it and she was like, thank you. And I was like, no, I don't know why you're thanking me. I did nothing. So I did not cook your meals. I did not keep your food log. I'm just here to hold your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really noticed a difference. So thank you for that.
That's amazing. I mean, I didn't do anything. You did all the work. I was just there to, support a little bit, but you should thank yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent. So I think that's another thing to really make sure to, as a coach, to make sure that they understand that it's them.
Yeah.
It's not us. We're not doing anything.
Well, that, but also we recently had a call with Danna from Red House of Collagen. Thank you very much. And we're working on getting her episode out with red light therapy, as she was saying. And we asked, like, okay, well, how often should people go? Like, that's what people are asking her. Again, the same thing is, well, how do I know this is working? And she's like, you have to listen to your body. It's different for everybody. Some people might want to come twice a week and that works really well for them. Some people might want to come every day or once a month. Right. And so I think it's not just with health coaching and nutrition and lifestyle changes in general. It is really, as we have preached until the end of days, everything is unique to your own body. And as soon as you start listening to your body and understanding, and that listening might come in the form of taking notes about how you feel, and because your memory is not good, have some way of recording or tracking or monitoring how you feel. It could be talking to your own audio thing. It could be using transcription. It could be just taking a quick note in a digital journal. It doesn't matter. But the point is, you being able to go back and see some kind of change, good or bad, will be giving you that information you need to know your body better. Full stop.
100%.
No. I know, because I'm awesome. This is
that is so true. That is so true.
All right, I think we could probably leave it there because we could continue to gush, but let's leave it there. And we have 2 more sessions with Joanna, and then we'll be done with this round with her. So let's see in the end where she's at. This is such a great avenue for us to really see day 1 how she was feeling today to 3 months later how she's feeling and what's changed for her. And of course we'll do a bit of a interview with her at the end as well to see how the whole experience was for her outside of the context of coaching. So
yeah, sounds like a great idea.
Cool. All right, thanks, Danna.
Cool. Thanks, Megan. Bye.
Hey, did you know that I have another podcast? It's called So Frickin' Healthy. And I started that podcast in 2022 with another IIN health coach named Danna Levy-Hoffman. So if you love this podcast, you're probably gonna like that one, because all we do is talk about health stuff. We have great experts on. Yeah, we have a really, really good time. So join us over there. The link is in the show notes. It's called So Frickin' Healthy, because, we had to keep it a little bit PG. See you there. This podcast is a production of the Swisscast Network, amplifying English-speaking voices in, for, and about Switzerland. Learn more at swisscast.network.